God. Ask God.
Hey Scott, it's Kevin from Westchester. I've been listening to your podcast for a while. I'm a big fan. I've been there since the beginning. You read a question of mine on the podcast a few months ago about my custom poster site. That it was not really sellable on Amazon, but better suited for my own site, which I have. I've worked over the last 2 months to expand my site to offer many more variations of my product. The trouble I have is marketing my site. There is no PCC like Amazon and no review my products for ranking. I know you tell people that we should not just depend on Amazon alone, but marketing a non-Amazon site is much different. And having a Facebook page done, and I've started a blog. Do you have any advice on how you would promote a non-Amazon product? Thanks for all your help.
Hey, Kevin, welcome back to the show, by the way. And yeah, I do remember answering that question. And let me just kind of recap for people really quickly. Kevin is selling posters, okay? And these are his own poster designs. And within that, it's just hard to put up a product and have people just go on and buy a poster unless you have popular movies or popular sports or, sports teams or that. And that comes with, you have to get all kinds of licensing and all of that stuff. So if you don't have that and you're just coming up with your own unique designs, it's hard to get, people to be searching for that and find that on Amazon. So that's why I said it was really kind of hard to, create that into a private label product unless you have something that like a popular quote or a popular, something that is unique to you. Or maybe something that is in the public domain space where, something has been copyrighted, but it's out of copyright because, it's so old and then you're able to reprint that. That's a different story too. And I don't know much about it, but I know some people have went down that path. But your question is really about how do I get my business out there without really using Amazon? And, this show that I do here is primarily talking about Amazon, but I do know a thing or two about the online space. And I think that there's a lot of things that we're going to be wanting to do with our Amazon business and bringing it off of Amazon and onto our own space and other different platforms, and creating your own is one way of doing that. Now, the quickest way for you to probably start getting attention to this is number one, you need to understand your market. You need to understand who would be buying these posters. Okay. I don't know what kind of posters that you're creating, but if it's for a particular market, then you're going to want to go after those particular people in that market. Well, how do you do this? Well, you go to Facebook and you search for these groups or these Facebook fan pages of people that are into this market. Then you're going to be able to, number one, target those particular people. Now, you can't target a Facebook group, but you can target a Facebook fan page. So that's why even when I talk about like my pre-launch phase where I talk about building a Facebook fan page, you can create that fan page to, yes, interact with those people on that page as it's your own, but you can then also run Facebook ads to those people that are connected to that page. So whether it's your page or someone else's page, you can then create an ad that will then speak to those people in that audience. That would be my first initial step. Okay. If you've got a blog, you've got an e-commerce store, you've got that all connected. Well, now you want people to come over and buy a poster. Well, now you got to go where people that are buying that type of poster, and then you have to present your poster to them. Now, I've seen this happen as well, or work with t-shirts. So if you find popular, things in a certain market. So I was in the photography space, still am in the photography space. And, you could have a shirt that says something like, be careful, I'll shoot, but you're not talking about like shooting like with a gun. You're talking about shooting with your camera, or, look out, I might flash you, and that's just photography talk because you're talking about flashing your strobe or your flash on your camera, right? So these are like funny things within that industry, within that market, that they'll get, like the market gets. But if you're talking about posters that are kind of like all over the map and it's not really targeting a market, that's going to be harder to execute. And that's why I always tell people, really niche it down to what you're trying to sell to or who you're trying to sell to. It's really, really important that you understand that, whether we're in the Amazon space or whether we're just talking about a business in general. I mean, if we're talking about, I'll go back to a really obscure one here. Like if we're talking about, talking to people that could be interested in pest control. Well, pest control isn't sexy, but there's an audience out there that are looking for, solutions to their pest problems, right? So you need to find out where those people could hang out. What is your demographics? Like in the pest control market, you probably would say, well, people that own their own home. So then you got to look at so out of people that own their own home, where are they hanging out? Well, so then you got to kind of start doing that deep dive research. Now, I know that's kind of an obscure one, but you get what I'm saying, right? I mean, people that are into something, if we're talking about a hobby, in this case, if we're talking about posters, we're probably talking about a hobby or a passion of some kind. Well, even like photography, we go down that road. If we're into photography, as soon as we see a poster or a shirt that represents what we are about, we resonate with that, right? So if you put a poster up in a group of people that are passionate or that are into this particular thing, this market, right? Then it's going to speak to them. And when it speaks to them, then you can sell it. Okay. Now, something you might want to do that would be kind of fun is maybe you have like 5 popular posters that are, that are good sellers that that are good sellers and that resonate really well with your audience. What you might want to do is do a giveaway, right? So what you might want to do is like a contest, right? So, enter here to win these 5 posters. And then you can have these 5 posters after you raffle it off in 5 or 7 days. All right. So that's a way too that you can start getting an email list. All right. Because we all talk about an email list, right? So the way that you could do that is to drive Facebook ads from that group that you're targeting and then drive them to a landing page in Lead Pages or your own website, whichever you want to use. And then from there, you have to have an autoresponder in place. I use aweber.com. And then from there, you capture their email. They're entered into the contest. And then after 5 days, you contact them with the winner. And then you let everyone else know, hey, because you entered the contest, I wanted to also give you guys 30% off any poster in our store, right? So now we've got a list of people that we know that are interested because they wanted to win the 5, the 5 posters. We know they're interested in this topic. And now when we present them with an offer, we're going to get some of those people to buy that as well. And then we know in the future, if we ever want to run another promotion or something, we could run it to those people that signed up. And you can repeat this week after week after week. And you can do it over all of these different groups. So you can continually do that. And Facebook is really, really easy to do that. I know Twitter, you can do that. You can do it with ads. You can do it on Instagram. Pinterest, another great outlet probably for you, but I would start with Facebook personally because you can see a lot of the data there. You can target specific groups, but hopefully this has helped. A few ideas there for you. Anyone else listening to, there's a few ideas for you, whether you're, again, selling your stuff on Amazon or you're selling stuff off of Amazon. If you're selling on Amazon, again, this could apply for this. Let's say, for example, you sell a garlic press. Right? Well, maybe now what you're going to do, even if this is an idea for you, even if you didn't sell 4 of the other products that you want to give away, you could buy 4 other products, things that would go along with a garlic press, right? Maybe a garlic bag. Maybe it's going to be, what else? Could be, let's say another thing that you could use in the kitchen would be like a lemon press, or maybe, then you could also have, what else could go with that? A spatula. Maybe from there, you could also do something, maybe a heat thermometer, something like that, right? So you have all these products, but only one of them is yours, but you buy 3 of the other ones and you create this contest, right? So now you can target people that are in your market, and then you can drive them to a landing page from Facebook, get them to opt in with their email address to enter the contest, follow up with them and say, hey, thanks so much for signing up for the contest. We'll let you know on January 14th when it goes, when we pick the winner. And then from there, you go ahead and you build an email list of people that are interested in your market. And then from there, you can give a winner. You can, again, announcing the winner to everyone is also a great way for you to make that, that last email to them or a follow-up email to say, hey, just want to let you know who won. The headline could be, something like, did you win? ? Answer inside or something like that. Then they click inside the email. you tell them who the winner is, and then you say, if you didn't win, we still have an offer for you because you did join or you did sign up, and we wanted to give you guys something a little special. Here's a 25% off coupon, and you would drive them over to your Amazon store, or if you don't have an Amazon store, you drive them to, your Amazon page or your e-commerce page, right? But it's a great way then to recycle that traffic and bring them back over to Amazon now that we have them on our own email list. All right. You guys can tell how excited I get about that, right? You can tell how fast I start talking. I can't help it because it's so powerful to be able to build that email list. And if you're doing this thing here, Kevin, like I was talking about, if you're doing this without the intentions of making Amazon a primary thing for you, which I still think you can find some popular items and put them on there, but whether you're doing it on Amazon or not, this will work for both. And again, it'll build that email list. If you're spending money on ads, I would like to get an email list because I know over time the ROI will be there for me. All right. As long as you do a good job with delivering value. If you guys want to submit a question, head over to theamazingseller.com/ask, and you can do that. I want to also, again, remind you guys, if you're brand new and this is your first time to the show, I want to welcome you. I love hanging out with you guys. This is just awesome to be able to virtually connect like this. And that's why I love the Ask Scott sessions. But if you are brand new and you're just getting your feet wet and you don't understand the entire process, the entire business model, I would recommend attending one of my live free workshops. This is where I break it down for you in 5 phases: how to pick a market and a product, how to source it, how to do a pre-launch, how to do a launch, how to promote the product, and everything in between. We go over that on a workshop, and we go through every single thing. We also do live Q&A. So if you want to attend one of them, I would love to invite you to the next one, and you can register for the next one by heading over to theamazingseller.com/workshop, and you can register there for an upcoming workshop. Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening to that episode of Ask Scott. Now, that was just a highlight from one of our full episodes where I generally answer 3 to 4 questions on a podcast. If you want to go back and listen to all of the past archives of not just the Ask Scott session, but all of the full episodes where I do interviews with top Amazon sellers, people starting from scratch and building a business, if you want to listen to any of those episodes, head over to theamazingseller.com, and you can find all of that over there. You can also find details there on how you can ask your own question and get it aired on an upcoming Ask Scott session, and possibly see it here on YouTube or just on the podcast. All right, so definitely head over to theamazingseller.com. There's tons of resources over there for you to be able to build your e-commerce and Amazon business. So definitely go check that out. Now, I just wanted to remind you one thing before I let you go. There's a lot of information out there, and some of it is really, really good. What I want you to remember is you have to not just consume the information, you have to actually apply that information. So take this information that you learned here today and apply it to your business, and this way here you can get results. As my shirt says, I wear it almost daily. Take action. We'll see you guys.